KEZI 9 News this morning, preparing you for the day ahead.
Now on KEZI 9 News this morning, got a little bit of fog again this morning, and it looks like it'll be a drier day though.
Plus, Peace Health is responding to claims of unfair labor practices. We'll tell you how the company plans to continue bargaining with healthcare workers.
But first, water damage and asbestos is keeping Nami-Lane County closed. The costly damage is done by that January ice storm. We have that next as KZI 9 News this morning starts right now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News this morning.
Well, good morning. It's 5 o'clock Tuesday, February 20th. I'm Aranda.
And I'm Chelsea Deffenbacher.
And Chelsea, I don't know if you saw some of it this morning, but where I was coming from, a lot of fog to start the day.
It was a very foggy drive.
Exactly. So let's get you ready to start your day. Let's check and see how we're looking with our meteorologist.
Now, your Storm Tracker 9 First Alert Forecast with meteorologist Cameron Landfield.
So they were seeing the fog because it's very, very localized for this morning. It's actually the opposite of what we saw yesterday. Check out our fog tracker one more time here, and you can see it's Eugene and Cresswell that are seeing those poor visibility areas for this morning, while Corvallis and Roseburg almost perfect visibility. So it's really localized to just that one area. Still, of course, you got to be careful for the morning, however. Now, for our high temps for today, it should be one of the warmest days of the week. 59 there for that high, a little cooler for Roseburg, which is unusual, and actually even cooler along the coast. We're still dealing with that rotation out off the coast for today that brought us yesterday's rain, and that's going to be the weather maker for today too, but it is a little bit farther towards the west for today and doesn't really impact until the evening. So mostly dealing with just some gray skies until the night rolls around, and then we'll be dealing with some showers once again. Current temps looking good, mid to high 40s everywhere inland, and looking at about 50 out on the coast, even all the way down into the south. We're seeing very similar conditions. So it's a warmer morning out there, and it could be a lot worse, above average. But now in a traffic alert, crews will be working on about a mile-long stretch between Coburg and Old Coburg roads. Here's a look at North Game Farm Road with our very own Sky 9 camera. Today's crews will get started on a project that isn't expected to finish until August. Crews will be out from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekdays through August 1st. They'll be upgrading ADA curb ramps, paving, and signs, and modifying some traffic lights. If you're traveling through the area, just make sure to pay attention.
All right, Cameron, thank you very much. The National Alliance on Mental Health Lane County is facing thousands of dollars of repairs.
Their building in downtown Springfield was left devastated by last month's ice storm, causing water damage and revealing asbestos in the building. KEZI 9 News reporter Aaron Ariano is live in Springfield. Aaron, they're hoping to be open by April 1st, but how much is this storm damage going to cost them?
Chelsea, the executive director of Nami-Lane County, says that they've estimated at least around a $25,000 repair cost from all these damages. We're out here live in front of Nami-Lane County. As you can see, if you follow me to this front door right here, it says closed for repairs, along with posted up on the door other resources that you can go to, and letting the community know that they are still answering phone calls and emails here, but they are offering those online support, those support groups in person at different locations, which we'll get to in just a moment.
You can see that everywhere. So it's looking nice and warm until next week rolls around, and then we've got some signals coming in that would suggest it's gonna be looking like potentially another winter storm coming up.
Are your kids' vaccines up to date? Coming up, we'll tell you when schools have set the deadline to have all the required immunizations.
I've reported on a lot of big stories in this area. People who have survived a tragedy, people who have survived domestic violence or got to see their abuser sentenced and what that meant for them, like some closure. And I think just being a part of that, being able to support them and tell their side of the story, I think people want to be heard. They aren't going to be defined by a tragedy. They're going to be strengthened by it. They're going to come out of it better. And you get to be a part of that. You get to be their voice.
Chelsea Deffenbacher, weekdays on KEZI 9 News this morning. Check school closures and delays anytime at KEZI.com. No one covers sports like KEZI 9 News. Live from the Three Rivers Casino Resort Sports Desk every night at 6:30 and 11. And KEZI 9 News this morning. More live local sports coverage than anyone else every day on KEZI 9 News. The top 25 rankings on KEZI 9 News is sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group. Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News This Morning with Adam Aranda, Chelsea Deffenbacher, and meteorologist Cameron Landfield.
Welcome back. Peace Health has responded to the allegations that they are not negotiating in good faith made by the Oregon Nurses Association.
And Peace Health officials say they, quote, look forward to returning to the bargaining table once ONA's strike is complete so we can come to an agreement that will make our home care nurses proud. They also say the company has successfully negotiated 4 other long-term union contracts over the last 12 months, including one with ONA. That statement came after ONA filed an unfair labor practice charge with the National Labor Relations Board, saying Peace Health canceled a federal mediation session after the strike was announced and hasn't met with them since January 12th. The strike is set to end this Saturday, February 24th. Nurses are striking for better wages, working conditions, and staffing.
I was a crime reporter at the Register Guard. I did a lot of in-depth reporting on different crime topics, different court cases. You're recording someone's history, and whether that's good or bad, you're offering the record of somebody's life. Being there as a reporter, being somebody that people, I think, trusted, being able to hear their stories and listen to them and offer comfort, I think has just been something that really drives my passion in crime reporting and in journalism.
Chelsea Deffenbacher, weekdays on KEZI 9 News This Morning.
Western Oregon's home for local high school basketball is KEZI 9 News. Watch the Roundball Wrap Friday nights at 11:15.
Nice pass and a dunk.
Bringing you all the action from your school and around Western Oregon. Taking you courtside with the players and coaches. And sharing the stories inside every game.
The Roundball Wrap, Friday nights at 11:15 on KEZI 9 News. Sponsored by Abby's Legendary Pizza and Eugene True Value.
I was held captive and held hostage for over 8 months.
Western Oregon has become a major route for human traffickers. Thursday at 6, KEZI 9 News anchor Ariel Yakabazi talks to police and local survivors about how bad the issue really is, how to protect yourself, and what you should know to stay safe.
That's going to be shocking to the conscience.
Voices of Survival, a KEZI 9 News special report. Thursday on KEZI 9 News at 6.
Before we go, make sure you give your pet a little extra love today because it's National Love Your Pet Day.
This is for all fur babies and even the not so furry babies. And many of us here at KEZI love our pets and wanted to show them off to you. Let's take a look. Here are my 2 little fur babies. We have Jimmy Choo and Claudia Sniffer. Jimmy is 10 and Claudia is 8, and they are both Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. Jimmy is just the best boy, but Claudia is a little bit of a handful, but we love her anyways.
And behold, this is my boy Glub. He is a British short hair. We've had him for almost going on 20 weeks now, and he gains a 1/4 pound every week. He's getting real heavy.
Staying with cats, this is Quinn, our 5 a.m. producer, Sydney's cat. She is almost 3 years old and was abandoned and adopted at Green Hill.
Next up, we have our Photog Dodge's 2 fur babies, Amaya and Kobe, a very precious pair.
And ending things off with our 6 a.m. producer, Hunter's 2 pooches. Meet Gizmo and Ruby. They both moved out here with Hunter from Mississippi. Gizmo's 7 and Ruby is 5. And if that cute little Pomeranian looks familiar, it's because he made a special appearance on one morning newscast to celebrate Bring Your Dog to Work Day. Love all of your guys' pets.
Why don't you have one?
I'm working on it. That's going to do it for KEZI 9 News this morning. We'll catch you at midday.
The other night, I was asking him questions, and he was not listening to me. So then I text him.
She's 3 feet away from me.
Next 5, Will Trent star Ramon Rodriguez and the Daytona 500 winner. Plus, get ready for live star-studded Vegas Week, February 27th through March 1st.
Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Live.
Live with Kelly and Mark, today at 9 a.m. on KEZI 9.
E.T.
E.T.
E.T. E.T.
E.T.
E.T.
Hi, E.T.
Wow.
Only on E.T.
Entertainment Tonight. tonight at 7:30 on KEZI 9. This is a KEZI 9 News Update.
Good morning, Western Oregon. We've already seen a little bit of rainfall this morning, so check out what our live rain totals are showing, and it's not very impressive. Today's going to be a little drier than yesterday. The showers do come in towards the evening. Temps are warmer as well, but you're not going to expect to see a lot of sunshine for today. However, it still looks like we're seeing signals for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday looking a lot drier, and Saturday in particular, it's going to be nice and sunny.
Wednesday is school exclusion day, which means parents, if you don't want your kids sent home, they have to be up to date on immunizations or have an exemption.
Under Oregon law, all kids in public and private schools, preschools, Head Start, and daycares must submit those up-to-date records or their exemptions. If not, your child will not be allowed to return to class until those vaccines are updated. Now for exemptions, those are usually for medical reasons, but some religions may have their own vaccine rules. But for most, one reverend says it's not a concern. You should talk to your local officials if you believe your religion restricts you from getting vaccinated. Also, no one can be turned away by a local health department because of an inability to pay for required vaccines. In a traffic alert, crews will start working on a project along North Game Farm Road.
This mile-long project isn't supposed to finish until August, and crews will be working from 7 in the morning to 7 at night along Coburg and Old Coburg roads during the week. They'll be upgrading ADA curb ramps, paving and modifying traffic lights, and drivers, just make sure you're paying attention to signs and crews. And don't go away, we'll be back in less than 30 minutes with a look at your weather forecast, and don't forget to join us for KEZI 9 News at midday. That starts at 11. We'll see you then.